Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. For today's review, we'll be looking at a very nifty tool called GoPublish. In a nutshell, GoPublish allows you to create content in Google Docs and transfer that to WordPress within one click. But it has more than just that. It has some excellent features such as keeping the formatting when it exports to Gutenberg, SEO optimization by adding meta titles, description, and image alt text. You can even bulk export multiple posts all at once, and believe me, it's pretty quick. And there's even more features such as setting up your custom URL permalink. You can import content directly from WordPress into Google Docs, which allows you to update your post and then export it directly back to WordPress. You can integrate seamlessly with Yoast and Rank Math plugins, and you can even optimize your images. Okay, so before I show you how GoPublish works, let's look at the lifetime deal, which is currently running on Saaszilla. So there are three tiers, and the differences are the exports per month and the amount of users. So exports basically means the amount of posts that you can export to WordPress, and that could be across unlimited domains. So if you're a small blog writer or a solopreneur, you might want to go for license tier 1, and you can basically create 30 articles and export 30 per month. If you are a bigger blogger or you have multiple domains, you might want to go for license tier 2, and license tier 3 is the big boy, which would be great for agencies, and you get unlimited domains, unlimited exports, and unlimited users. Users means that you can add team members into your GoPublish account, which allows them to export posts from their Google Docs as well. You can also control the website that they can export on. So basically, if you give access to anyone, a client or a team member, they can use GoPublish and update or export articles to their domain. And if you're interested in buying GoPublish, I will leave a link in the description below. It is affiliated, but it would really help me out a lot, and that's at no extra cost to you. Okay, so to access GoPublish or to get it working in your Google Docs, you need to go to the GoPublish website, which is gopublish.io. You then go to install free add-on. You will need to click install from the Google Workspace Marketplace, and basically that is it. And it says here it works with Google Docs and Google Sheets, and I'll tell you why it works with Google Sheets later. Okay, so now you're ready to create an article with GoPublish in your Google Docs. So to access GoPublish, you just go to extensions, and you'll see now there's this little tab here called GoPublish Google Docs to WordPress. And there's a few features here, and we'll go through each one. So first of all, you're going to need a WordPress website. So connecting your Google Docs to your WordPress website is very easy. You just go to extensions, go to here and connect to WordPress. And on the sidebar here, it's come up with this little section that you need to fill out. And all you need to do is enter your WordPress website. And it's as simple as going to connect, or if your website is hosted on WordPress.com, you would tick this box. Mine isn't, so I'll go to connect. And it will come up with your authorized application. So you can put in a new application password name, such as SAS LTD Refuse. Then you go to I approve on this connection. I've already done this, so I'm just going to cancel, and then you'll click done. And it will say you are successfully connected. Now, if you do struggle with this, there is a 2-minute guide on how you can connect. I've already connected down here, as it says one connected domain is available. Okay, so I've just created an article with AI on dogs' emotions and their love. And as you can see, nothing is formatted. The only thing that is paragraphs and spaces. So what I'm going to do here is show you what you can do in Google Docs, such as adding headings, bullet points, images, YouTube video, and a shortcode as well. And the reason why you should use Google Docs over the Gutenberg WordPress editor is that it's so easy to use in Google Docs. Everything's very quick and accessible, and Gutenberg is very annoying and difficult, especially if you're new to it. There's no real nice flow. And if you've used Microsoft Word, Google Docs is very similar. Okay, so let's pretend up here is the title, and all we'll need to go is go to styles and heading 1, and we can make that bold. Now, when you export this to Gutenberg, that will appear exactly how it shows here. And we might want to increase the font to say 14 to make it clearer to read. And we can just come in here and adjust this to how we want. You can also add in bullet points or a number list, and that will be formatted correctly when you export it. And what's really nice is when you do export this into the WordPress Gutenberg editor is that you can still edit some of this information. So if you forgot something such as adding an image or a video, you can do that simply in Gutenberg. But you'll have all this information here and you can adjust it exactly how you need it to. Okay, so let's say you want to add a few images. Now you would click where you want the image to appear. So if the cursor's here, that's where the image will be. And all you need to do is go to Insert and go to Image. And you can choose from any of these options. I'm going to upload from computer. We'll go for this nice one. And there you go, exactly where I wanted it to be. Now the image looks quite big, so we can adjust the size. And now it will appear on this page here. Okay, so if you want the image to appear in Google search engine, or you want to allow the image to be accessed by screen readers who might struggle to see the image, all you need to do is right click on the image, go to alt text, and here in the description you can add what the image is about or what it is. So I can put in here, this is a dog in the rain. You can also add a title to the image, dog in rain. And when someone searches that in Google, it might show your image with a link to your website. So this is really important and it's very easy to do, and you can do this for all the images in your article. Okay, so let's say you formatted your article and now you want to export it to WordPress. Well, that is even easier to do than creating the article. And all you need to do is go to extensions, go publish, and you want to hover on export to WordPress. So you have options such as export as post, as a page, or a custom post. I'm just going to export this as post. So you'll click there. And on the right hand screen it will give you a few options now. Okay, so now we have some really cool features. So at the top here you can select your website that you want to export the article to. I will choose that one, and now it will say fetching categories. You can choose create a new post, which allows you to export this as a new post or update an old post. You can also choose the editor type, so if you use classic you can choose that, or Gutenberg blocks. I will choose Gutenberg blocks. Then you have the title, so mine is Dogs Emotions Reveal Their Love, and you can just tick this if you want to use the H1 title from this document. I do. Now for categories, you obviously have to have categories on your WordPress website before, otherwise it will not show here. So I'm just going to choose uncategorized. And now we have some image export settings. So you can export the document with the images you have added. So this would be added to your media library, which is quite cool. It will also add your GIFs, which is nice as well. You can use the first image as a featured image. I'm not going to click this, but that option will basically choose the first image that you have in your article as your featured image. You can include the image alt text from alt text input, and I've added that in for this image here, so I'll leave that as ticked. Next up, we have the SEO metadata, which you always want to add. So you actually have the option to click the AI, and if we click here, it will generate meta title based on the article. So it's got dog emotions, scientific evidence for canine love and affection. You can adjust this if you want, but for this demo, I'll keep it as it is. Then you need to add a meta description. So all this is important because when your article shows in Google, it will show the meta description and the meta title. So the viewer or the user knows what the article is about. So I'll generate this with AI. And it's given me a nice little meta description here, which I really like actually. Now moving on to post settings, this allows you to add an excerpt, and that basically adds a bit of information. So when someone goes onto your website, looks at your blog post, before they click on it, it will show a bit of information about your blog depending on what you put in here. You can also add in a custom permalink, and this would be the last part of the URL. So it'd be your website, then Dogs Emotions Reveal Their Love. And this is very important, and you don't want to make this too long either. Moving on, we have a few more settings. Now, the first one is convert all external links to open in a new tab. So if you added an external link into this document and you can paste in any link you want, when someone opens the article and sees that link, when they click on it, it will open up in a new tab. And if you want the person to read on the article, this is always good to have. You also have the option to make all links no follow, and if you click this, it will mean the links won't be added into Google search or your SEO. Next up, we have remove all empty lines. You can also include iframes, which is really nice, and that's a new feature they've added. So if you added in an iframe code, it would show on your website or your article. Next up, we have export YouTube links as embed player. Now, what you can do here is insert a YouTube link anywhere you want. So let's say I wanted to add in the YouTube video just here. Well, I'll grab the link, Control V, and now when someone goes to the article or when it's being exported, that video will actually appear, not as a link, but as the actual video. You can also export Twitter links as embedded tweets, and that will export them as an embedded tweet card. So for instance, I want to embed this tweet from Twitter on Elon Musk. I will just go to embed post, and then you want to embed the post here, copy the code, head over to your article and just paste it in there. Now that should appear in the article as an embedded Twitter card. You can also add the Google Doc link as a markdown comment, and that basically is the link of this Google document with the current date and time will be exported as markdown, which can only be seen by the editors. I'll just leave that off for now. You can also preview the HTML, and as you can see, that's all the HTML of the Google Doc article. And this can be good if you're using a theme that's not the standard WordPress and Gutenberg theme, such as like Brizy or Oxygen, and they'll have an option where you can basically add all the HTML here and it will convert all of this into the correct format. Personally, I wouldn't recommend that, as you can't actually or easily adjust the content unless you know some coding, but it is more difficult. So what I do is I basically export this to the Gutenberg editor, and if you're using a different theme, you can just use the posts for exporting your Google Docs to Gutenberg editor, and for all the other pages you could use your theme builder. Okay, so before we export the post, we have a couple of more options. Now, you can import the post from WordPress, but we'll do that after we've exported this one, so I can show you how that works. We can also optimize the images with AI. Now, you'll want to do this before you export the article. So it's found 2 images in the article. Now what you can do is you can optimize the sizes. So once you do that, the article would be a lot quicker to load because the images are lower in size. So all you need to do is go to optimize size. Now you do have to do this singularly, and it'd be nice if you could bulk do this at once, especially if you have like 7 or 8 images. But this is okay for now, and it's given us a 67% reduction of the image. So that's a lot better, and it was up like 5,000 a minute ago. You can also add in AI alt text. So what this will do is it will look at the image, or the AI will look at the image, and it will add in some alternative text based on what the image looks like. So let's give it a go. And here we go. It says a brown dog sitting on wet ground, and that is exactly right. And let's do it for this image as well. And as you can see, I actually haven't added any alt text in there. And now it's got a close-up of a dog with trees in the background showing emotion. This is really accurate. So this is absolutely brilliant. Okay, so now we've done all the image options. You can also upload an image which preserves the file name, which is quite handy. And we have open Google Sheets to do a bulk export, which I will show you in a minute. Okay, so now we're going to import the document that we exported earlier. So we're going to import it back into Google Docs from WordPress. And here's the post we exported earlier from Google Docs. And I don't know why that says attempt recovery, but perhaps that's something they can look at. Now, you do need to publish the document on WordPress for this to work. And once you've done that, you grab the link at the top here and then you go to extensions and you go to import post from WordPress. Now there's two ways to import the post. You can import it with the post ID and you choose the domain that you want to import the post from, and you will also have the option to import with a link, which is what we're going to do. So I'll pop that into there and it's as simple as clicking submit. Now, for some reason, it's given me an error saying unable to fetch post data. But earlier, this did work and it did import the document. So I will pass this on to the team to see if they can have a look at that. But essentially, that's all you need to do to import the post from WordPress into your Google Docs, and then you can export it again. So let's go back to export to WordPress. Now, just before we do that, I just want to show you that you can add a shortcode in, and this is just from Affiliatable, and I'm just going to show you quickly how you can add that in. So once you get your shortcode, you'll come back here, just add it in there, and now when you view your article on WordPress, that should show the shortcode. Now, the one thing that's a bit annoying, or that I have noticed, is when you go to a different option on here and then you go back to export post, none of the settings have been saved as to what I've had before. And this can be quite frustrating, but you just need to remember to do all those different changes here before you go to export. But perhaps this is something they can look at and adjust if possible. Okay, so now I've added all these options back in. All we need to do is click export post, and I have tier 3, so I have unlimited exports, but if you have tier 1 or tier 2, it will show you the different amounts. So once we click there, it will say exporting content with images. It may take some time because of the images, but in my experience it takes less than 30 seconds. And there we go, that took about 20 seconds and it says exported successfully. You can check out the exported post here. So if we click this one, this is how it will look on our post on our website. So it's got the first image, it's got H1 as the heading, it says written by me in the category uncategorized. Now it's got all the format and the text actually is bigger, but that's because on your website you will have your global settings and that will take that into consideration. But what it will use from the Google Doc is your H2s, your H3s, basically your whole format, and it's got the, where are we? It's got the Twitter card, which is really nice. That adds some engagement to your post. It has the YouTube video. It's got the bullet points. It's got the other image here. So everything looks really nice. The only part that it didn't add is the shortcode. So perhaps that's something they could take a look at. Instead of drafting to your WordPress website, you can also publish directly from your Google Docs, or you can schedule, which is really nice. Okay, so moving on to bulk export. Now to do this, you just need to go to Google Sheets, open up a new Google Sheets spreadsheet, and now you can access the GoPublish extension. And if you haven't connected your domain, you just click there and go through the process I showed you earlier, but it should still have the connected domains that you've added. And what you want to go on next is set up export sheet. You can create a new sheet or use the current one. So I'm using the current sheet. Now, it really is as simple as grabbing the URL, and to do this, you'll go to your document, you'll go to share, and you will click on copy link, and then you will paste that into here, and you can add in as many as you want, and I've got 3 here just to show you. So now that you have your articles here, you're ready to export them to your domain. So you go back to the GoPublish part here, you go to run bulk export. Now if you have pages, you'll click here, custom post. I've just got post, so I'm going to click that, and that will say working. And here we have a few options. So I'll choose the domain, which is that one. We want to create a new post and set it as draft, Gutenberg blocks, uncategorized for all of them. And you basically have all the options pretty much as before. And down the bottom here, you can export post, and it says a little note here, export can only run for 5 minutes. And I can't quite see that last bit, but maybe that says max. You can also check the quota, which gives you an idea of how long it will take. So let's go to export post. I'll pause the video and we'll come back in a sec. Now I completely forgot to add in here the export flag. And what this means, or what this allows, is that if you click one, it will then export that particular row or that link. If you click 0, it will skip that link. So if you have multiple articles and you only wanted to upload 5 and skip a couple, you would put in 0 for the ones you want to skip and 1 for the ones that you want to export. You can also add in an ID, an exported link, and an updated on a particular date. So I want to export all of these, so I've put in 111, and now let's go to export post. And now there'll be a countdown timer which started at 5 minutes. So it looks like it can only export and run for 5 minutes max. But here it's given some updated information, the ID, the exported link, and updated on the time it's exported. Now, although it's still running, if I click on any of these links, it will take me to the page. And as you can see, it's added it all in here. So if we go back to this one, click on there, and there's the one we had earlier. So it's already added them, but maybe it's completely added. So you should still let it finish. And now back on our WordPress site, all the articles have been updated, and these two have no titles. That's why it says no titles. I just quickly copy and pasted a couple of articles just to show you that it works. Okay, and that's basically the main core features of GoPublish. I just want to show you one more thing, and if you go to my account and you go to my team, you can actually invite team members or clients so they can use GoPublish as well to export articles to their domains. Now, if we go to create a new team, it will say created, team created successfully. Now it says total team members 1, which is me. Now if we go to add team member, it's as simple as entering their email. And what it says here is we will send an email to that team member's email. They need to open GoPublish, so they'll need to install it, open my team from menu, and accept the request. So it's pretty easy, and on the email it basically tells you how to do it. And here is the email. So it says you've been invited by me to join the team on GoPublish. All you need to do is click on the link, and if you're not sure, go on the help video, and then you'll be added. Now it will say pending because I am on the same computer and it's my email. But if you have a client, they will accept it, and once they install GoPublish, it will come up with approved or something like that. And if you go to team settings, you have two options, which is do not allow team members to connect new domains, or you can allow team members to connect new domains. We go to save settings. Now, although I haven't done this, I'm sure it will allow the new team member with their GoPublish account to connect their domain. And if they don't have access, then they won't be able to do that. I was also informed that you can provide permission or access to a certain domain that they can access or not access. So let's check out the GoPublish website. Now they have a blog with recent articles this year, which is nice to see. And there's a few on how to use GoPublish. Their pricing in comparison with Saazilla's lifetime deal is quite expensive. So if you do want to buy GoPublish, you don't want to miss out on the Saaszilla lifetime deal. The starter package is mapped to tier 1, professional for tier 2. Well, not quite the same. You do get better exports per month, and tier 3 is mapped to the agency. So for $299, you get a lifetime deal, and if you buy it from GoPublish, it's $399 a year. They also have an active change log. So last time it was mainly updated was February 25th, which is not too long ago. They've got some upcoming features, which is nice. One-click bulk image optimization, which is something I mentioned earlier. Cruise mode for publishing, which sounds good, but I've got no idea. And advanced custom fields. And that's it for the GoPublish review. I'm personally going to use it for creating reviews for the videos that I've created on YouTube. And would I recommend it? Absolutely yes. There are a few minor adjustments that could be made, perhaps some more customization options. But overall, they make the process very easy to export articles, and there's not many tools that I know that are like this. So it's something that if you're interested, you don't want to miss out on this deal. And it's only available for 13 more days at the current time of this review. And guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for the latest videos. And I will see you on the next review.